Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is 5x5 and I'm Simo. With the holidays wrapping up, I wanted to make a video letting you guys know what's on my radar. These are the shows that are interesting me right now that I've been enjoying and I'm looking forward to and I think are worth your time and you checking out too. So I'll get into it. As always, let me know what you think in the comments and let's get started. I'm not putting these in any particular order, so if you think something should be listed first or later or anything like that, just understand that I'm just trying to relay them in just the order that they come to my mind. They're not in any specific order. The first thing on my radar has to be Star Wars Rise of Skywalker. The movie came out just before Christmas. If you haven't checked it out, check it out. It's not a perfect movie by any stretch, but it's still a lot of fun and it's great for the whole family. The next thing on my list has to be Marvel's Runaways. Season 3 came out a few days ago on Hulu. It's the last season. It's not their most popular show that Marvel's done, but it is actually a good show that it brought something fresh and different to the sort of the genre and the regular TV offerings that Marvel had, and that's really been on TV for superheroes for a while now. Lost in Space Season 2 recently came out just before Christmas also. The first season was fantastic. It was a great reimagining of the original series. It's a good show for the whole family. It's a little bit more serious for younger viewers, but it's totally acceptable to watch with a younger audience if you want to. It's a great sci-fi too. The next thing on my radar has to be Witcher. Everybody has been talking about Witcher, so you've probably heard about Witcher also. It's based on a series of novels. There's also a lot of video games. Netflix recently released its season 1, and that full season is available for you to binge watch. It feels a lot like an old Raimi TV show. If you liked shows like Hercules, The Legendary Journeys, or Xena, Warrior Princess back in the 90s, I used to watch those when I was a kid, so if you were a fan of shows like that, this feels a lot like that. I mean, it has serious moments, but it's pretty lighthearted at a lot of times also. So it really reminds me of those kind of shows. If you like them, you'll probably like The Witcher, so check it out too. I can't do a list like this without mentioning The Mandalorian, Star Wars' first live-action TV show. It's available on the Disney Plus service with a subscription, and they just wrapped up their first season. It's by Dave Filoni, the creator of the Clone Wars and Rebels animated TV shows, which are also in canon. This show is great. It extends the lore of the Star Wars universe, of course. It covers territory that just hasn't been covered in any of the Star Wars movies or TV shows so far. It's worth your time. It's a lot of fun. If you haven't already seen the Baby Yoda memes, I don't know what rock you've been living under. The next thing I have to mention on a list like this has to be The Expanse Season 4. It just dropped also during the holidays. It's available on Amazon Prime. You have to check it out. This show is probably the best sci-fi show on TV, and it's gotten a lot of critical acclaim over the past few years. Season 4 just dropped, like I said. At the end of Season 3, they were actually in danger of being canceled. Well, they had been canceled. They were previously being done by the Sci-Fi Channel. But an online petition saved them and got the attention of Jeff Bezos, the billionaire. And he apparently was a big fan of the show and came to the rescue and picked up the show and moved it over to Amazon Prime. So we have a billionaire to thank for our continued enjoyment of The Expanse. That said, no matter who owns it, it's a fantastic show. Check it out. Next on the list has to be HBO's The Watchmen. It wrapped up its first season as well. Regina King has been amazing as the lead of the show. It's a much more serious and darker look at the superhero genre. Pretty much aligned with the original source material, the original Watchmen graphic novels, and to a lesser extent, the movie by Zack Snyder. You can binge the entire thing. All 8 episodes for the first season are available now, but just understand that while you're watching, this show is meant to be a sequel story to the original graphic novels. It's not a sequel to the Zack Snyder movie that came out. That is kind of exists in its own little universe. So just keep that in mind when you're watching it, so you kind of adjust your expectations. But it's a great show. Great doesn't even cover it. Definitely worth your time. The next show on my radar is Star Trek Picard. It comes out January 23rd, so later in this month, on CBS All Access. It's going to be the premiere of a new series, and it's obviously a follow-up to Star Trek The Next Generation's very popular Captain Picard character. I'm a big Star Wars fan, but I'm also a big Star Trek fan, and I am super excited about this show. It has been on the top of my anticipated can't wait to see list since the show was announced. I don't know for sure if it'll be any good, but I'm hoping it will be, and we'll check it out together. I will definitely be covering the show if I end up falling in love with it the way I think I will. So look for that, January 23rd. I can't forget Sabrina Season 3 is coming out January 24th on Netflix. If you caught the first 2 seasons, it's another comic-based story, and it's fantastic. It's so much fun. It's honest and authentic and still really modern and relevant at the same time. The characters are really fresh, and they really reflect like people today. It's a show about witches and sorcery and Satanism. So it's kind of dark in theme, maybe not the best choice if you're a conservative parent and you want to keep your kids away from that. You might want to do that, but otherwise it's totally a lot of fun. But does have some mature themes, and it's definitely worth it if you're a young adult and you're looking for something to binge. So you can catch up on the first 2 seasons or January 24th, Season 3. The next thing on my list is The Boys Season 2. It hasn't got a premiere date released yet, but it is coming soon. We're expecting it sometime this year, and as soon as I have a release date, I will relay it to you guys. I'll for sure be watching this show, and completely for sure going to be covering this show as well. And that, of course, is on Amazon Prime also. Umbrella Academy Season 2 is the next thing on my list. Again, we don't have a premiere date yet, but the first season was fantastic, so I can't wait to see Season 2. Ellen Page, she's great. Another adult, more serious show in the superhero genre, but definitely worth checking out on Netflix. And again, as soon as I have a date, I will let you guys know, and I will probably be covering the show too. And the last thing on my radar is Westworld, Season 3. I can't wait for this show. I got so wrapped up in this show the first couple seasons, I couldn't stop watching it. If Season 3 is anything like the first 2 seasons were, I'll be losing a lot of sleep when it gets released. It's coming soon. Again, the premiere date has not been released, but as soon as it is released, I will relay that to you guys, and I plan to be watching it and covering it here also. And that, of course, is on HBO. Thanks for watching, everyone. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to like and subscribe. Take care. See you all soon.